Hi, my name is Matt, and today I'll be taking apart my work laptop. It's a Dell Latitude D620, and it's taking quite a beating. It's been dropped on that corner since before I got it. It's scratched up and everything. It's the Workhorse series. It's got a gig of RAM. It's got a dual core in it, Intel dual core. I don't know how fast it is. I've never really paid attention. I use it for work more than anything else. The tools. I work in a school district, so I keep my tools in a little lockbox because otherwise they'll end up missing. And for the most part, taking apart a laptop, you'll find that there's a lot of screws. And I know they told you guys back in school never to use a magnetic screwdriver, but that's my best friend is my magnetic screwdriver. My little Tinker Toy screwdriver too is always handy. And some guys I know go out and buy like really nice expensive pliers that are small and don't crimp down all the way. If you have a gentle hand, a 60-cent pair of pliers from Walmart will work fine for whatever you need to do to this laptop. If I go quick or anything, that's why. I'm bored with this, to be honest with you. And I make little rows of screws, like the 3 screws I take out first will be at the very top of the chain, and then each screw I move, I go farther down. When I have a new part sitting next to me, they come on these little foam dealios, like egg crate dealios, and I actually put the screws in order that I take them out. That way I keep track of them, because most of them do fit in the same holes, and it's real easy to get them mixed up. Moral of the story. Keyboard, because I'm just going to take it apart and put it back together. So, enjoy. These are the little Wi-Fi connectors I'm going to take off here. The antenna in these laptops is actually in the top of the screen, which is really cool. You get some really good connectivity out there. If someone's sitting next to you in another laptop, maybe asking if you're getting a signal, and you're like, yeah, I'm good. Sorry, buddy. And these all basically just clip in little plastic clips. You gotta fish them all back underneath there to put it back together. And you should really be a little more delicate when taking them apart like that. But like I said before, I do so many of them, I really don't care anymore, and I can order parts for them. These are under warranty, by the way. Then take out the display screws in the back. And yes, I will flip it around here in just a second and show you. Come on. What I'm taking out is this screw and this screw. The one on the bottom is marked with a D for display. In case you're working on a Dell and you want to figure out how to take the display off. Sorry folks, my camera just cheesed out. But anyway, I was taking the screws from back here and then underneath here to take the display off. For the rest of this demonstration, I will take the rest of the display off as soon as I find somewhere to put this laptop. The rest of that laptop. You should take the battery out when you do that too. I mean, I forgot, but oh well. Do it all the time. You want to peel off these little rubber things, which when you get another LCD screen, they send these little rubber things, usually, but they don't send them sometimes, and you just have to put it back together without them. And considering the users getting a free laptop to use during the school year, if they complain about it, I'm sorry, you're getting a free laptop. I guess I'll stop talking about work and just stick to the laptop, huh? Then once you take those little rubber thingies off, there's actually just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws to deal with. Oh, and I usually bend the hinges down all the way. These things are a bitch to take apart once you get the screws out, because they clip together so well, they probably don't even need screws. Now this is a part that might make it look a little easy, or I could get stuck doing it and make it look like it's harder than it really is. But you gotta really pry the top off here. Then you pry it to one side. And like I said, this can be a bitch, and I have broken the fascia doing this before, bezel, whatever the hell you call it. And see, this one's gonna give me problems. Sometimes I can snap them right apart, and sometimes I can't. It seems like this is a D620. It does seem like they're a little bit harder to get apart than the 630s, even though the part numbers are the same. I don't know why. Like I said, these clip on in a way where you feel like you gotta pry them off this way, not necessarily just pull it apart. It's the way they're designed. And a good tech probably would do that faster than me. I'm not a good tech. Actually, I don't know if I am or not. I'm just saying that because I really don't care. Then there's 6 screws on the inside. There's 2 down here, 1 up here, 1 over here, 2 down here. And these are actually numbered. And I used to go in number order, but taking it apart doesn't really matter. But putting them back in, they say it matters, but I have no idea. I've put them together in all kinds of different orders, and I've never had an issue with anything fitting back in. The only thing I will screw up putting these back together is there's a little clip on the top right here. Right there's a little clip that if it doesn't slide in there all the way, it'll look like everything's right. It'll look like it's flush. You go to put the top back on, the fascia, and that damn thing will get stuck on there, and it will never go back together until you take the entire freaking thing all the way apart and find out that that little clip wasn't put in at the top. So if you guys ever want to do this in your own, make sure you keep an eye out on these laptops. Any maker, any brand, whatever, just keep an eye out for little clips like that, because they won't go back together correctly, because everything clips together so perfectly to have all these parts fit in such tiny little spaces. But I'm sure you guys already figured that out. To take the screen out, I usually pick up the display cable, and it just pops right up. Voila. Display. I don't know how much these things are, but they're getting expensive. And then, of course, on a Dell, if you want to continue to replace the LCD screen, this is as far as I'm going to go with this one. I've had enough. I've been doing this for a while. And you take out these 4 screws on either side, on this side too, and then these 2 clips come off on the side. And then you have the whole LCD screen by itself. Some of these are made by Samsung. They get them in from different makers, just, you know, whoever supplies them for Dell. Sometimes this thing in the back isn't on right. If you have one color on the display that's not working, check to see if this thing is plugged in all the way. This is where you get your color from. This is where the backlight plugs in all the way. This is also where your sensor, there's a sensor in the front here that senses how much light's in the room. It can actually dim the display depending on how bright your area is. And that's where that data cable goes. If you have your image has a real dark screen, but you can still see like the Windows logo behind it booting up, or even the BIOS screen or something, and it's just really, really faint, really light, usually this part in the bottom down here is bad. This is where the converter is for the backlight. And that's about all we know about LCD screens. Being a technician, you know, trying to figure out what doesn't work so we can replace it. Oh, and I said earlier that the antennas, these are the antennas for the Wi-Fi, which come down on either side to these wires. One's for the WWAN, you know, the wireless like Verizon and AT&T, stuff like that, and one is for the Wi-Fi signal. So there's actually 2 sets of antennas up here. I'm going to put this back together and then continue on to the next part. So make sure you get those clips in there right, that way everything goes back together correctly. Kind of fits in there a little snug. Then back to being a screw jockey. And these screws don't have to be very tight. I mean, they just screw into plastic. I've heard that these have a little bit of aluminum mixed in with the plastic or something like that, and they're pretty tough. And they're the Latitude series. They're pretty tough.